call. Right, how's that? Can you hear me now? Yes. Could could you let me know now if you can hear me? The problem is now if I move to a different device, bingo, I'm getting okay, I need a very clear comment saying audio can now be heard. Okay, that's good. Right. Bear with me 1 second because I now need to do that in the other scene. Capture, boom, that Yeti Classic. Okay, now you should be able to hear me. Yeah, that's fine. So I've got two different scenes going. This is me with the chat, and there's me with all the winners and things like that. So, okay, all the winners. Yeah, I wish that was all the winners. I wish that was all the winners. So, how are we doing? I need to do some. Do I need to do social shares? You know what? If people wanted to be here for this, then yeah, sound is low. Okay, let me sort that out. That's maximum volume. Bear with me. Let me just adjust this. Hello, hello, hello. Turning, no, wrong dial. Hello, hello, that's quieter. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Oh, peaking. Hello. Right, that should be okay. Right, now we thingy. How do you enter? Daniel Porter, if you haven't entered, then you can't. It's now too late. It was too late 27 minutes ago. But you've only had like 3 or 4 months to enter. So unfortunately, thingy. Print House is here. Hey man, how you doing? I'm calling you the Print House because I think in all the times we spoke, I do think I asked what your name was. But hey man, good to see you again. Good to speak to you. Yeah, we had some fun with that Creality, didn't we? That was a good one. Right then, guys. So we are live. Obviously, today we're doing the final giveaway for the GK2. I'll be honest. When I started this whole thing, I did not believe we would ever hit 50,000 views. Like I took a huge gamble with Uniformation, and I said, look, if why don't we do a deal where if we hit 10,000, we give one away, 25, and when we hit 50, we'll give one away. And they were like, yeah, okay, we'll do that. And then I went straight into it with like, see, we've hit 10,000 already. I think it took 2 days. But I was sweating because there was a part of me that thought we're never going to hit 10 or 50,000 views. Hi, Alex. Nice to meet you. You purchased an Anycubic M5. That good for you, Danny. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the video review. But yeah, so I'm just saying, like, never thought I'd get that high, but we did. We hit the 50,000 milestone. It was about a week ago now, but it was over a week ago. And I reached out to Uniformation and said, look, we've done it. What's going off? Can we send it? And I had nothing. And I thought, what's going off? Are they blanking me? Have they changed their mind? Turns out last week there was a huge holiday, I want to say in China, like a dragon boat festival or something. So yeah, that's why nobody was replying and they had no out of office on. So I was just, oh my God, what's going off? And it turns out, yeah, that was a thing. So, right then, yeah, definitely get back in touch with me on Discord, the Print House. I love your shorts, by the way. I can't do shorts. I tried and yeah, that was it. Yeah, Dragon Boat Festival, yeah. So, but yeah, I think, yeah, we've definitely sold a lot of GK2s and the good thing about it is, like even now with the 12K printers out, I've done the M3, M5, the M5S. I've done the Saturn 3. If you're a patron, you can watch my Saturn 3 review now. If you're a patron, you can also see my M5 versus M5S video, which will show you like what it's like printing with the MFEP on the M5S and what it's like printing with ACF on the other one, and whether the M5 can do the speed and the M5S can do the detail. So that's up for patrons now. It has been for about a week. It'll be public on Tuesday. And my Saturn 3 review's up for patrons now, so you can see links in the description down below if you want to do that. Yeah, it's out of stock everywhere, Stephen. The GK2 kind of went from nothing to the #1 printer, and I kind of do want to thank myself and my video, but mainly you guys and the giveaway for that. I think we did a really good thing at the right time. You know, we got the best printer. We told you it was the best printer, and we told you why. And it was a good way of doing the giveaway. You know, having people having to share it. It was a good way to get the word out about the GK2. I don't think Uniformation quite understood the impact, because everywhere's out of stock. Amazon's always out of stock, which I'm kind of glad, because I get less commission when it sells on Amazon. I make like 1%. Yeah, don't forget to hit like, folks, and don't forget, if you're enjoying this chat, you can drop one of them super thanks things and pay me just for the fun and the thanks. I'm not below asking for money. I'm not below asking for that at all. But yeah, the Uniformation sold out everywhere, and in many ways it's often not quite sold out, because they make them to order now, but even sold out on them. It's sold out on not sold out, but it's hard for Yes That's 3D Printed, the UK supplier, who I'll come on to more in a minute when we've got an exclusive reveal. So I'm not going to do a video about this, what I'm about to show you, but this is exclusive. This is mine. This is something we've been working on for a while, so I'm about to tell you something that only you people here, you 121 people here now, are watching. Yeah, click that heart button, guys. Love it. And yeah, I'm about to reveal something exclusive to you guys watching that you won't be able to get anywhere else. So we'll talk about that in a moment. So yeah, so this is it. As I said, Uniformation GK2 is still my #1 printer. In fact, like, there it is there. It's still the one that's printing. Like, you can see down here, I've got different things. That's my Saturn 3 over there, just sat on the floor. Behind that chair, I'm going to move the chair to show you this. Sorry about my ass. I think it's my ass hanging out. Like, literally under here. Can you see that now? That's all 3D printers. That's the Mighty 8K, soon to be 12, the Mini 8K, various ones under there. And then additionally, behind me, I've got the 220 Cubics. I've got the Creality that needs another review. That one's there. Is there one behind the Creality? No, there's not. There's a Wash and Cure. So I've got all these printers. And he turned resins into gold. That's another thing I'm working on. There's two things I'm working on at the moment. Oh, sorry, and I forgot. I'm in the middle of reviewing the X6K as well. So we've done all them. And despite all the 12Ks, including the Saturn 3, I'm going to say right now, I think the Saturn 3... Thank you, Danny. I really appreciate that. I always see people posting exposure times 1.7 to 2 seconds with the printer I use. If I ever print under 2.8 seconds, supports always fail. Any thoughts why? Crap resin. I'm going to guess you're using water washable eco resin or something like that. Tell me if I'm wrong, Danny. I'll keep an eye out for your comment, but thank you for the tip. And if I miss your comment in reply to my question, I will come back to you afterwards and I'll search that up. So thank you. So yeah, I'm going through all these reviews. I've done all these printers. I've got the Athena coming in a week. So we did that. We've grown big enough that even the guys at Athena now wanted to send us a printer, which is fantastic because I'm so excited. Am I having a car boot sale soon? I can't. I actually thought about selling these printers, but the problem is if I sell them, then I've got to pay VAT on them on the sale. I got them for free, and I'll never know. Like I sold my Mars 3 to a mate, and then immediately afterwards needed it as a comparison in another video that I didn't think I'd need. So I'm like, I kind of need to sit on these for at least a year to 18 months before I can do anything with them. So my loft is full as well. You're using any cubic tough resin. Prints beautifully, keep it at 2.8, always fail under that. If it's tough resin, it tells me from the tough resins I've used, they are, tough is one or two things. Tough as in hard. Thank you, Charleston Skies, thank you, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's brilliant. And that's is that your first ever super chat ever, according to the message I've just got? So brilliant. I don't know if that's come up on your screen. So Brilliant. But yeah, Danny, so tough resin can normally mean two things, like really hard or tough as in flexible. And those flexible resins do take more time. Like the one I tried, Tenacious. So on, I think I said it was like 2 seconds, 1.7 to 2 seconds on some prints, but Soraya Text Tenacious on a DLP printer took 7 seconds a layer. It's insane. So if you mean tough as in bendy, then yeah, that's exactly why it'll take longer. The more flexible resins do tend to take longer per layer to cure. It's just the way of the world. Right then, so yes, as I was saying, despite all them printers, I am still saying the Uniformation GK2 is number one. And the amount of comments I've seen, like, oh, it's just a heater. It's not just a heater. It's all the other benefits. It's the fact that it copies from the USB before it prints. It's the fact that the vat just slides in and out, and it's got not only has it got a lift-up lid, but it's got a lift-up lid where the side, like, my first ever printer was a Frozen. No, it wasn't a Frozen. It was a Photon. It was an Anycubic Photon S, and yes, it had a lift-up lid, but it was like this much, and like you couldn't get into it or anything like that. So, whereas this, because the sides lift up, you can still get in there. So. Yeah, Uniformation. Yeah, you're paying more for it than anything else. You're paying double what these 12Ks are. In my view, obviously, I've said what I'm going to say about the M5s. They're good, but I honestly think this is a step backwards for Anycubic, just in terms of build quality. But maybe in order to compete, they had to keep the price down, and that's the cost of it. I don't know how the business of printers works, but as I've shown, the M3 Premium was a sharper printer. But honestly, we're at the point now where the sharpness of these things already, before the 12Ks came out, we were already at a point where 28.5 microns of the 10-inch printers, or 29 on the GK2, that only matters when you are using the sharpest, brittle, horrible resins in most cases. And even then, it's the tiniest amount that you honestly won't see. So it is what it is. So let's have a look. If I don't win, it's a fix. Yep, you're not winning, Kev. I'm going to make sure I didn't even put your name in it. It is a remarkable design, Danny. I used the same resin. I switched after Soraya Tech and started seeing failures, changed my lift speed settings, and it solved the issue for some reason. Lift speed settings are often not thought about as much as they should. You can slow, if you're struggling, slow it down, but there is also such a thing as too slow. Throw a man a couple of bucks, folks. Thank you so much. Like, if I am steering you in the right direction, yeah. Look, if you're buying a 3D printer, the thing I would say the most is, please, thank you so much, Untamed Geek. I recognise that name as well. Thank you so much. But in all honesty, if you are, wow, Z Ramirez or Zed Ramirez, honestly, you are, I'm sure you've paid me before. Like, that's brilliant. Oh, blooming heck. Wow, everyone's throwing me money now. Okay, I'll come back in a minute. Thank you so much. The one thing I can say is, if you are going to buy a printer, and my reviews have helped, obviously like, comment, subscribe, but please click the links in the description, the first comment below them before your purchase, and then I'll make a commission, and that helps us. It doesn't cost you anything. When I do have discount codes, I share them. I think we've got an ongoing one with Frozen till the end of the year, which is really good. And to be honest, Frozen are still, other than the GK2 is the best printer, but Frozen is still probably up there as one of my favourite brands for communication. Anycubic have done a lot lately. Like, they've been brilliant at communication lately. And my old contact has now moved on. And I'm speaking to a new contact who's lovely. My old contact's moved on to like doing partnerships with various companies for an independent company, and I still talk to him, and he's a really great guy. That's good. And Elegoo, it's like trying to get blood out of a stone from Elegoo at the moment. Like, if I want to review an Anycubic printer, I just go, hey, could I review this? And they have it with me at mine in days. Uniformation obviously got me this. Athena will get me stuff. Even Creality, I thought they'd hate me, but nope, they're happy to continue working with me. That's great. Elegoo, I had to, and again, I know blah blah, but technically I'm working for them. But I had to buy the Max, I had to buy the DLP. They sent me the Saturn 3. I'm buying the Saturn 3 Ultra. They're sending me one of the Mars's, and I don't even know which yet. But either way, I'm buying them, and they're sending me some. But the biggest problem I've got is not buying them. It's by the time I get them and put a review out there, all of the deals are gone. So it's kind of like, and I'm not pooping on Jesse, but the fact that he was pretty much the only one to get those printers during the pre-order price, it just feels a little bit like they're all doing this, though. Is like, here's a special pre-order price about a printer that you don't know anything about, and the guy who's going to tell you about it is the guy who works for us. And, you know, Jesse is very good at what he does, but he's also one of them. He's very positive. He's always like, I'm a pessimist by nature. I'm very pessimistic, but there we go. Like, Jesse is a very positive person, and that's why he has 500,000 followers, because he's always like, you watch any of his videos and you feel good after watching them, no matter what. You watch any of mine and I'm like, that's shit, that's shit, that's shit. Don't get that, it's bollocks. Like that, and that's the difference, really, isn't it? Let me have a quick look. Did the winner of the first one contact you? Yes. So the original winner, I've never heard back from them, or if I have, I've never been notified they replied. So what if I don't own? I'm hoping you get a PS1 in Sonic. Can use the affiliate link. Well, I don't even know what that means. I leave my fridge running overnight. I don't want to have the heat, the whole room, the winter overnight. Yeah, exactly. Shitehawk, I love your name. Bear in mind, this is an explicit video. They're not normally. Yeah, God save the pessimists, because we keep it real. Neptune 3 is a lot of leveling. So, right, what was I saying? So, yeah, so that's it. So it is a bit frustrating that I can't bring you videos sooner on these products. And a lot of the times I have my order in with Elegoo on elegoo.com. But at least once a week I'll check Amazon, because the way Elegoo work is they're not only are they shipping the orders in the, and I was sat on holiday and I was on holiday when they came out. Chris, thank you so much. That's really, really amazing. Let's have a look. Just want to say congrats on the 50k. Also, love your growing channel, love your videos, and have subscribed since. Looking forward to your growth. Thank you so much, Chris. I really want to keep growing. Eventually, I want to be able to just, like, you know, not have to ever work anymore and just do this for you guys. So I can only do that by you guys watching my videos, like, commenting, subscribing, and clicking those affiliate links. Mine and Vogman's reviews are personal guidelines through the jungle. Yeah, I've got to give hats off to Vogman, and don't think I was negging on Jesse at all. I just, you know, his approach is just different to mine, and I'm just peed off that I can't get these Elegoo printers until long after, like most people. I'll come back to the first one in a minute. Yeah, Vog is fantastic. I've spoke to Vog recently when I was struggling with the M5. I was the M5S. I was like, why is this not better? Why is it not better? And for anyone who, like, again, you can watch it up online now, but look, I was right. It's the ACF. The ACF, already the M5 is not as sharp as the M3. That's just because of whatever they've done in the hardware to soften it to give you smoother prints. As per the statement Anycubic gave me. Pay attention to the background of the video when I'm reading that statement. But yeah, did anybody notice that, by the way? Let me know in the comment. But yeah, I reached out to Vog with the M5S and Jesse. I spoke to him as well, and he was kind of like, shrug. I don't really know. I'm happy with the quality, and I'm happy with the quality. And again, it only matters if you're using the sharpest of sharp resins, which no one is. But the truth is, the M5 is not as sharp as the M3 or the Saturn 2, or what else did I compare it to? Or the Mighty 8K, or the Uniformation. It's not as sharp as those printers because it softens the prints, and the reason being, as Anycubic have said, because of that. So already you've got a printer that's not sharp, and that ACF does make it worse. And I'll prove that in my next video. So, yeah. Jesse has a girl that got it. Okay, fair enough. We'll get some song lyrics in. Right, so the first winners, yes. So the first time I did a draw, we announced somebody, and that person never contacted me back. So I do stress in my videos that when we do these, you need to prove that you shared it online somewhere. So, yeah. If you haven't done that, then you aren't going to win, and I'll redo the draw. So that's the same here. So you needed to follow all the instructions, which I believe was like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and watch the whole video. And I can tell that those things are done. So if the winner, for example, is not a subscriber, if the name here isn't a subscriber, I can tell. I can just go through my subscribers list and do that. I can also see watch time via subscribers and tell who that is as well. So there we go. Right then. So where are we going? So yeah, the first winner never got back to me. It got redrawn again. I can't remember who won the redraw, but one of the winners was a guy called James S, who I was at UK Games Expo, and right at the end of it, me and my son, like, I needed to go for a smoke, like a vape, which I will be doing on the stream because I'm hot and sweaty and bothered. So yeah, I went out for a smoke, and then he's just stood there, and he went, Ross, and I went, yeah. He went, James S, and I'm like, I speak to probably 200 to 3,000 people a day lately. Who's James S? He was like, I want a printer. You sent it me. Oh, I hadn't sent it. It hadn't got to him at this point. I was like, oh, really? So I actually got to shake the hand of the winner, which was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So there you go. X-Raptor M5 isn't as sharp as what version of M3? The M3 Premium. The if you look at my comparison video, because I don't think the M3s were 8K. I think they were they might have been 6K or something, or even 4K. The M3 Premium, so the one that competes directly with in resolution and screen size with the Saturn II and the Mighty 8K. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, the M3 Premium that, I'm sorry, you can't buy anymore and is a lot more expensive. The build quality is excellent. Like, it was my personal, I would say, favorite. Like, it was the most solid of those three printers. I think Frozen still kind of got the edge on just presentation of quality, but that Mini 8, that Photon M3 Premium was the best Anycubic printer I'd had in a long time. It was premium. But yeah, so yeah, I didn't do the M3 Max. It was early on in my Anycubic relationship when that came out. They didn't send it me. Jod 3000, you're still curious why I pour resin over the plate versus into the vat directly. Surely there's more splash. Does anybody here know the reason why I pour it over the vat? I'll reveal the answer. Does anybody here know why I pour it over the build plate and not straight into the vat? Let me know down in the comments now. I'll sit here and wait and see if anybody gets it right. First one to get it right wins a printer. I'm kidding. How soon are Haygear's printers coming out? I think August, September. I've got to do the review. I need to be clear, right? And I was clear in the video and the title. I haven't reviewed that printer. There you go. David M. I think David M. 1988 nailed it. Yeah, it's video footage. It looks better. That's it. Yep, more visually appealing. There's no reason for it. It's kind of like my Salt Bay thing now. So many people comment on it. So I wanted to stop doing it because I got so many comments. But yeah, like, yeah, now, but because I get comments drive the algorithm. So I'm just going to keep doing it. It's my Salt Bay move, is I pour it on top of the lid. It just looks better. It's more cinematic. If I pour it into the vat, it's one shot. If I pour it on top, I can film pouring it on top, then the drip, then the vat filling from, like, it just looks better. That's it. Let's have a look. X-Raptor, have you encountered the issue where M5 would squish smaller prints, all those directly on the plate because of the self-leveling? I haven't. Anycubic have said the first 0.04, or is it 0.04 to 0.06 or 0.06 to 0.08? Either way, something like between 40 and 80 microns, there is a bit of squish. But it's 40 to 80 microns. Like, that's it. It's my resin bay. I love it. I'm going to take that. Yeah, it's my resin bay approach. We're going to talk more about resin in a minute. So, yeah, so it's my resin bay move. But yeah, how can you send your printer back? I don't know, get into contact with the manufacturer. Like, it's not this is the other thing. Everyone's jumping to, I bought an M3 and it's not as good and blah, 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 blah. How can I send it back? How can I get a refund? What, the first thing I'm going to ask, because, right, I review printers and I'm in the privileged position of, like, I get frozen Aqua 8K at cost with discounted delivery because of the position I'm in. But it's 60 quid a bottle, and then you've got to pay, yeah. Do I think the Haygears will be as good as the GK2? Not a chance. Not a chance. No, not at all. The printer itself, build quality, yeah, better. Again, I'm going to talk about the Haygears more in my review. I did a preview, right? Let me talk to you about how all this works, because I'm known as the honest guy, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose that. Right. When you do a review, it's independent, and yes, I am technically sponsored by all of these companies because they send me a free printer. But no one's taking me out to lunch. No one's, well, actually, Anycubic have offered to fly me over to China for an event, but that's not going to sway me on their printers. I'm still being clear. How is the MK cleaner ultrasonic? It's fine. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. I've got a video coming out on the cleaners. I'm going to ignore this while I talk about this. So, look, when I do a review, it's completely independent because at the end of the day, I don't want to look like a dick by going, this printer's dead good because I'm getting paid by this company. Because as soon as it comes out and everyone realizes it's hot trash, my channel is dead. Dead. Like, literally, it can turn on a dime like that and I am done. So the second I start lying to people is a problem. So my view is I get a printer and yeah, I get the free printer. But again, you've seen them, I'm not selling them. I literally have about 15 to 20 paperweights in my house now. I'm not even using them, other than the GK2. That one actually does get used. But in Thoughts in Uniformation Wash and Cure, watch my video that's coming out soon. The wash is fine. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. It's probably one of the best you can get, but you're still going to need to pre-rinse and do that. The cure station's fine, but it's a weird shape. So it's a wash and cure. Just get the cheapest. It's fine. Like, you are paying for not having to stick it out in the sunlight and use a bucket. Like, it's a wash and cure. They're fine. So anyway, so I'm being completely transparent with you how this works. However, with products like the Haygears, I had to sign a contract, and I don't think I can go into details about that contract. I don't even know if I can talk about having to sign a contract. But part of the agreement of getting that printer early was you need to sign this contract. And there were requirements within that contract, and I had to adhere to them, which is why that video is not a review. It's a preview about what's coming in the future. I clearly said in the video, this isn't a review. It can't be a review. I was told that I got a prototype. They've since changed their mind on that and said, no, it's not a prototype. It's a final model. The reason they told me it was a prototype was around the time they said, yeah, we'll send you the printer, but we need to take it back off you. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not doing you a review then if that's the case. But I am happy that video has done better. Like, I'll go into more details after my review, but that was a preview. It's not a review. There are statements in there which have been guided. Not guided, but they haven't told me what to say. They have told me specifically what to talk about. They haven't told me what not to talk about, but there was only so much time to talk about what they told me I had to talk about. So there you go. And that's not just me. Like, if you look at IGN or something like that, a preview of Pikmin 4, may in fact be sponsored by Nintendo. And that's how reviews work. So the idea of reviews is reviews are independent, but previews and other videos, I will never ever do a paid review. I will never have somebody pay me to do a review of their product. I need the product, send me the product, and in some cases I pay for them myself because I need it for growth of the channel. But that's the thing. Anyway, blah, blah. So there you go. Right, there is no contract. What are you talking about? You just made interesting information about prototypes. You have revealed no secrets. Right, I don't know if that was sarcastic or... Yeah, anyway. So yeah, so that's standard. But I just want to be clearly transparent with people that previews and reviews are different. So if I'm being sponsored in any way, it can only ever be as much as a preview. A review is my independent and honest, clear thoughts about this product and maybe some buying advice at the end, what it's worth. Right, let's get on to the draw. Any more comments? Anyone had such an issue with NVIDIA preview of a graphics card? Recently they were told what to talk about but not to review it. Yeah, it's that sort of thing. So people will get that sort of thing. And if that's the case, like, I want to grow this channel big enough where I can just, and sometimes I can, like I bought the Mars 4 Max for 500 quid, and I do love the printer, but right now, because of the prices of the Saturn 2 and the Saturn 8K, go and buy them. But when they're sold out, yes, the Mars 4 Max is the best one. Right, so let's get on to the giveaway, the reason everyone's here. How do you enter? You can't now, it's too late. Sorry, Chav Hunter. But yeah, anyway, Tito Man, a tongue-in-cheek sarcastic remark. I expected so, but I didn't get it. Right then. Bought the GK2 off your review. Well, you could win another one now. Make a second channel where you're only positive. Yeah, I'm not. How you find me a channel apart from, is it not Jesse? Was it Jaffa? Who's the, is he Australian? The guy Jazza. Like, he's done the miniatures channel. That's pretty good. So yeah. Right. So I'm literally spinning something that I want to preview here that's only going to be seen by you guys. So when I started this channel a long time ago, I print a very specific thing. I print miniatures, and I keep printing this one, which is an awesome one by One Page Rules, and I love him, and I've tested him many times because it shows me how brittle resin is. I've also got a sneak preview. I don't know if I'm allowed to show these yet, but these are upcoming from Lazy Squire Games. You may know Lazy Squire Games as the guys who make Ravaged Star for mini wargaming. And I've also done another piece of work with Wargames Atlantic, where I've actually printed their masters for another upcoming mini wargames campaign. But since I started resin print, oh David, thank you so much. Sick shirt, been here, just noticed it. Yeah, like this is one of my favorite. I always wear these. These are from, I think it's GameTees.com, and I said I'll wear these in my videos if you give me like 4 for 60 quid, and they did. So yeah, I love these. They've got like really sort of esoteric, like, but like contemporary design of like video game things. So I've got Nuka-Cola, I've got Seventh Heaven, Tifa's Bar. It's really good. But yeah, the Moon Dougie, why did you decide to send it back? What was, like, I'm confused. Is that yes, that's a cloak and sniper rifle. So kind of like a scout model. You can't see it because my bloody webcam's focusing on everything but the model. But on the back, he's got this really cool design. So these are from the upcoming campaign from Lazy Squire Games, who made Ravaged Star. This is awesome. And you'll probably notice from a lot of my videos, I get models a lot of the time like this. That one's from Creature Caster. You've got to check out Creature Caster. I love their models. They're mainly D&D stuff now. They started with more like Warhammer proxies, but the detail on these is insane. And you can even blow up their 32mm miniatures to 75mm and still get all that detail. That's insane. But yeah, so anyway, one of the questions I constantly get asked, in fact, I'm going to ask, what do you think when I'm printing miniatures? All of my printer reviews have one consistent question. What do you think that question is? Let me know in the comments, and I'll confirm it when the first person gets it right. What do you think I get asked the most on all my reviews, but not specifically about that printer? And it's in regard to printing miniatures. What question do you think I get asked the most? I'm going to have a vape because I need to take a breath. There should be some music playing in the background, but I don't know how to do it. I really wanted to love the 4DLP, but it frustrated me too much. You know what? The DLPs are nice. I'm surprised it frustrated you. It's nice. What's the best printer? That is it. How much it costs? Now, I don't get asked that weirdly. Does it print teeth? Okay, that's a weird one. I have had some dental questions, like people emailing me. I worked with Elegoo, Moonduggy. What resin do you use? Kenny's got it. Kenny's got it, guys. Anybody else get it? What's the best printer for miniatures? Yeah, I love when people ask that question because I spend at least 2-3 hours every month. Yep, Ross, good name, mate. Ross Hasty, you got it as well. How do you support? I've got a video coming on that soon. I use auto supports. Do you have to clean it? Yeah, the question is, what resin do I use? And up till now, right now, I have been using frozen 8K aqua grey because it's the best resin for showing what a printer can do. But practically, in fact, I'm going to do this on camera. Here's a model printed with that resin. Can I get it? Thingy. There's a nice sword. Here we go. If we just add any little bit, there we go. Boing, you've just seen it. There we go. And yeah, like, and sorry for ruining your miniature creature caster, but like, I'm going to drop this from, let me just show you the height, like that high onto my desk. So there it is before the drop. Oh, wow. And there it is after the drop. So that it came off the base, which is fine. The sword's gone, both the horns on the back, all of that. So that's the problem, is you get really sharp resins, but they're really, really brittle. And especially this one, it's got so much pigment in it that it pretty much is like drying pigment. So my next favourite, which is a little bit more flexible, and I don't think I've got it to hand, is my the DLP Craftsman resin. Now that is still brittle, but it is softer, it's more flexible. So at least for when I'm painting miniatures, that has been the best one because like these ones will break. This will break when I'm painting it. If I touch that sword the wrong way or caught it just with the edge of my thumb, that'll break during painting. I can't even paint those without that resin without breaking it. The DLP, I can paint it, but I still wouldn't play with it. Like, it still wouldn't be a good tabletop miniature. It's just good enough for keeping the quality during a paint job. The problem is you go any softer than that and you start to lose detail. And then you start looking at like, oh, what does ABS like mean? And ABS like seems to mean different things for every different bloody brand. So then you've got that, and then people are like, oh, well, I want eco, or I want plant-based, or I want water washable. And the problem with those is, yeah, the cleanup's a lot easier, and I hope people who've got water washable aren't just flushing the resin down the sink. Like, I want to see the shock in the comments, but you still have to like fully cure that resin and put it in the bin. You can't put water washable resin anyway. Just pour it into a plastic bag, leave it in the sun for a couple of weeks, and a clear plastic bag, and then bin it. Don't just rinse it down your sink because it's terrible. So, and then people start going, well, that's fine. So get like the next one from Frozen is Soraya Fast Resin, which is great. And I've loved that. And even Soraya said, mix in 5 or 10 or 20% tenacious, and you'll start to get more rigidity to the model. But as you do that, you start to lose quality. Anyway, the long and short of it is, in fact, let's ask this question. What is the best resin for miniatures? Go. I'm going to see if I can do it as a poll. So literally, don't speak unless you're going to answer that question and just give me the brand name and the resin. So nobody else speak. Let me, right, view. I can't do a poll where viewers can add an option. So let's have a look. Plant like resin, water washable, any cubic, both trash. For miniatures, when I say this, I'm talking about for miniatures. For your use case, might be fine. ABS like usually does not mean, yeah, it stinks, it's highly toxic, will not stick to your damn build plate. ABS resin is to stop your printer from skidding off your desk. Yes, that's so true. Conjure Tough, okay, any cubic ABS plus, 3DRS Hero, don't just jump in, dump it in your sink, drop it in your neighbour's sink when they're not looking. Good advice, not telling. Any cubic standard, ABS plus, Elegoo standard. Yep. How have you got JJ? We'll have a chat after. Any cubic craftsman, blah 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 blah. Right, really want to. Joe Dark Grey, Soraya Simple. So, and this is. I'm glad I asked this question because it comes back to what I was saying earlier. And what I was saying earlier is, yeah, the M5 series is not as sharp as the M3 Premium or its equivalent printers. But looking at what everyone's using, hardly anybody is using the resins that would actually get any benefit from a 12K or even a 10-inch 8K printer. If you've got anything sub 35 microns, what I'm reading here is 90% of you are using resins that wouldn't even get a benefit from those printers anyway. Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, JJ Austrian, not Austin. JJ Austrian, very good, very good. Yeah. So anyway, so the point is, I've been reaching out to companies for a long time, trying to partner up with somebody so that I could make my own branded resin with all the properties we need as wargamers. I wanted it so that it's nice and smooth when it's finished, but I want it crisp, soft detail. I wanted it so that it's hardy. So, and to get that perfect balance of hardy and still sharp. And I don't know where I've put my exposure test. Here it is. So if you've seen these online, then there's my resin, my own branded resin. I have partnered up with people. So the way this worked is I was reaching out to somebody for ages, and then I was talking to someone saying, we've got a resin and we'd like to put your name on it. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, but I had a different idea. And then I kind of let that idea sit with me for a bit. And I didn't even realize they'd got the resin in. So I ordered the resin, got it, and immediately printed that out. And as soon as I printed that out, I was like, yeah, fine. So all of these ones here I've been showing. I'm just going to drop them because this is how hardy it is. Like, look at the detail on that. There we go. And it's still absolutely fine. This is the closest thing I have ever seen to printing with HIPS plastics. And you literally, once you've got anti-aliasing installed, you cannot tell the difference between this and a production part. I have shown images of this to Artis Opus, and yeah, the answer was, yeah, unless, till you told me, you could not see that. You could not, no, there is no way you would know that this was 3D printed. Like, look, find a mold line, find a single, and this is all washed and dry brush, by the way. So we have 50 bottles as a trial, only 50. I am worried that after this, they might be sold out in an hour. We are going to get more, but it takes about 3 weeks to go in. So if you want to be one of the first people, Matteo Pasoloni, can we start with the giveaway? No, you can fuck off. This is my stream. Sorry, that's my mood. Like, with all due respect, if you're only here for the giveaway, unless that was a sarcastic comment, get bent, because the whole point is we kind of have a bit of a fun and a chat, and I give you some updates first and blah blah. So anyway, I am saying now, we've come out with the best resin for miniatures. There is a price tag on it, obviously, but we are not ripping you off. We are charging you the price that it is because of how much resin costs. We are not going to get rich off this any day of the word. So if you want one of the sample bottles, it'll be dispatched next week because they're still being labelled up. If you want to be one of the first 50 people, oh, sorry, Mark, if kids are in the car, but I think we're past the watershed time, or aren't we? There is an explicit tag on this anyway. Yeah, it'll work with DLP2. It'll work with anything. So you can get it now. It is $49.99 a bottle. Unless we start making them in hundreds of thousands, that's not going to drop. This is what it costs for this formula. It's only available in the UK. The Moon Doogie deleted his thing. We can't ship outside of the UK at the moment. That's all right, Matteo. Everyone's sorry, Matteo. I apologise then. But yeah, Mark. Sorry, Mark. Kev. Too many names. So here we have Wargamer Resin. Made by Wargamers for Wargamers. Because nobody else has got a clue about this bloody hobby and what it means. I have rang everyone. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to be disingenuous with the companies that weren't clear. But let's say if you can, many of them were named in that list earlier. I have gone to big resin companies and said, what is your best resin for miniatures? And the answers have either ranged from we don't know to we'll send you this, and that none of them have ever got it right. This is right. This is the perfect blend of smooth. It is also, not only is it smooth, right, so it's smooth where it needs to be. It's sharp where it needs to be. You can literally, like, again, we'll test it. There's two models. That's printed in my resin. That's printed in the ABS, in the Ceratec resin. We will drop them both. Oh, exactly what I thought happened would happen. And mine's fine. That one broke on the gun. There we go. So I can't bring any to Adepticon. I might be able to bring some to Adepticon, actually. I don't know about getting it out of the UK, and I don't want to be stopped in customs. I am, however, going to be at Gen Con. So let me know if you're going to be at Gen Con, because I'm going to Gen Con once again on Artis Opus's dime to teach people how to do dry brushing. So it turns out all you need in this industry is one skill. So yeah, so this is limited. We got a limited run. This is 50 bottles only. Wargamer Resin. You can buy it now. The link's in the description below. I would imagine, yeah, it's without a doubt. If we go outside of the UK, we'll probably kickstart it. But look, we're not rich. YouTubers aren't rich. I don't get enough money from this to sustain me as a job. So, like, yeah, all right, Kensai87, come and see me at the Artis Opus stand at Gen Con if you can find it. I'd love to smuggle some of this into Gen Con. But yeah, if you want one of the first 50 bottles, get it now. There has been quite a bit of an investment made for those 50 bottles. We won't make enough from those 50 to then buy another 50. So we're going to have to keep investing in order to, like, we make money per bottle, but we've done a bigger investment than the return. I don't fully know how finances work. So it's not me, like fully me. I have partnered up with, yes, that's 3D printed, who made the discovery, but this is ours. This is Wargamer Resin by Fohammer. You cannot tell the difference between a model printed with this and a model that you buy from the shop. You can't. And if you can, I will eat, I'd say my hat, but I don't wear one. So there we go. So yeah, right. The one last thing I want to say for those interested, because I totally forgot about it. So again, it's hard where it needs to be, sharp where it needs to be. It's smooth. Stick some anti-aliasing on and you print it, and you've got rid of all voxel and layer lines. It's got a very slightly glossy finish, like similar to that of Hips Plastics, maybe a little bit glossier, but only marginally. And here's the biggest benefit. Have I thought about approaching Element Games to see if they would stock it? I've already had the conversation, hick dead, with Element, so don't worry. These chats are happening. Anyway, Wargamer Resin is available now, 50 bottles, limited time only. The only people who know about it are those people watching this stream. So get it, try it, give us some feedback, tell us what you love about it, because this is going to blow up. How's the dimensional tolerances on that resin? If you're after like down to the micron, the answer is I don't care. It prints perfect miniatures. That's what matters to me. That's all I've been looking for. If you're looking for more science on it, you're going to need to go to a different channel. But this is it. Faux hammer. Yeah, it's the faux hammer resin, but we can't call it faux hammer resin because I'm sure like faux hammer. Yes, it's nothing to do with Games Workshop. It never has been. It's been my gamer tag for years. It's faux hammer comes from the Pelican from Halo. But if I make a resin to print miniatures and call it faux hammer, how long do you think it's going to be before Games Workshop knock on my door with a cease and desist? I love Games Workshop. That's not what I'm doing. That's not at all what I'm aiming to do. So yeah, 50 bottles. I don't know how many are left now. They might have all sold out. I'm just going to have a quick check on the website to see how many are still available in the last thingy. How flexible is it? Good question. So that's a gun. Like, it's as flexible as Hips Plastics. Maybe a bit more. If you bend this all the way round, it will snap off. But yeah, so there we go. Hey, we've already got one sale, so there we go. So the only people who know about it are you. I will do a blog post about it if this stream alone doesn't sell it. But look, all I'm going to say is, right, I was right about the GK2. So if you trust me about the GK2, trust me about this. I'm right. That's it. I know it's arrogant to say so, but there we go. I'm right. Like, this is the one. Wargamer Resin is the resin for wargamers. That's it. So, and we've sold one already, but I'm sure the rest will be gone by the end of tonight. So there we go. We will be looking at global shipping, but that'll be later on. Right? Should we give away a printer? Is anybody here like interested in a printer giveaway? I don't know if that's a thing. Yeah, we've lost some viewers. I think people got bored. To be honest, if you're just here for the giveaway, as per my previous videos, yeah, like, let's hang out and have fun and have a chat. It's a real shame you're not able to ship to the USA. It's just, there's so much. I could ship to the USA, but do you know what the export fees are and things like that? Then you've got, like, cross-country. We will be bringing it to the USA, but we've got to start somewhere, and we can't not sell it. So, there we go. So it's 50 quid a bottle, but that's because that's the price. Like, we're not making, like, neither of us are getting rich. I think, like, if we worked it out, I make like £1 a bottle. So in order to be rich, we'd need to sell like 100,000 bottles. That's not what it's about. The reason for me putting my name on this is because I want people to know it is the right one. I'm fully endorsing it, and this is what you want if you print miniatures. And I did mention it's water washable, didn't I? Did I mention that? I don't know. Let me just... Yeah? Like, I hate water washable resin. And this is water washable resin. Bottle is 1 kilogram, yeah. So, yeah, I want this to go global. This is the right stuff. So, yeah, that's it. £50 a bottle, but it's high-quality resin. So, there you go. What do I think of the Saturn 3 deals? I haven't tried the Saturn Ultra yet. The Saturn 3 Ultra. The Saturn 3, if you watch my Patreon, my video that's went out today to patrons, you will know what I think about the Saturn 3. If you're thinking of buying the Saturn 3, it is worth paying for 1 month of my Patreon subscription just to watch that video and get my opinion on it. It will guide you the right way. Should I go for the M5 or the Saturn 3? I don't want to answer that because, like, I want people to watch my videos and sign up to my Patreon. Saturn 3, easily. Sorry, it's the Saturn 3. Water washable is nice. Water washable was not the target of what we wanted to do with this. We did not set out to make a water washable resin. It's just that the properties of this are water washable, which is a benefit. I do think it's more marketable being water washable, but that was the last thing thought about. We needed the balance of sharpness with rigidity, and that's what we got with this. Basically, everyone's going ABS plus, ABS like, ABS this like that. This is HIPS like, and if you don't know what HIPS is, it's high impact polystyrene. It's what they use to make these things by spurging them through a molding machine. This, I would say, is HIPS like in its final result. Hurry, Ross, I've got a live stream starting in a minute. Good point. If you are done here, go and watch Kevin's live stream at 9 p.m, which is the Hobby Corner, and enjoy some Warhammer stuff. Sorry, Sikram187, you cannot enter the giveaway. It's too late. Right, it was tested in the GK2. I'm going to start using it in every X-Raptor. I've already answered that the Saturn 3 is better than the M5. You'll have to either wait for my video or subscribe to be a Patreon for me to go into detail. With all due respect, like I'm trying to build a thing out of this, but yeah. So the resin is about $70 freedom dollars, but I still tried to order since I trust your brand. Got the GK2 after your review. I don't think it lets you order this because we've got no things, but yeah. Right, so buy Wargamer resin, exclusive now to the UK. I am not wrong. I stuckered my reputation on the Uniformation GK2. Turns out, what are we now? 3, 4, 6 months later, I'm still right. It's still the best printer. Yes, it's more expensive, but if you have the money to pay for that and feel like those features are worth it, it's right. I'm also right about this. This is the best resin for miniatures. Not even, I haven't found anything even close. Go buy it, go try it, and tell me it's awesome. We will have a much bigger order coming in 3 weeks, and I will be using this in, not exclusively, I'll still test the resins I get with the printers, but I will show you this with every printer going forward. Thank you very much, Blood Bowl Tactics. That's fantastic. Will you upload a video of you reviewing the resin of different printers? I will always use this in my printers, but I'm still going to give you unbiased reviews of other resins. So Sunlu have been drip feeding me all of their resins, but I'm not going to do a video until I've got them all, and I can say, I'm not going to review them, I'm just going to say this is what they do, and then you can choose whatever you want. And then I'm not going to come in at the end and go, but buy my resin. I'm not that much of a dick. If they've got a better one, I'll say it, and I'll try and partner with them for the next one. Time to find a UK friend them and have me order a bottle and ship it to you. GK2 is amazing, and their tech support is even better. Christ, I'd love to buy it and send it to you, but honestly, you wouldn't want to pay shipping because it's a hazardous substance, I think. So yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, we don't ship to Spain, it's UK only. I'm really sorry. But yeah, who would like to do a giveaway now? Let's have a look. How many have we sold? Oh, 47. So we sold 3. Woohoo! I have a feeling these are going to disappear by the end of the night. So yeah, right. Shall we do it? So as we did last time, I have gone through. I have got all of the comments. Here they are. All of these comments are from the video. I have exported them. I've then gone through looking for duplicates. I've then read a few of the duplicates. I've deleted the duplicate entries. Some of the duplicates were clearly just follow-on comments. And oh wow, we got to 50k now and things like that. Some were very, very obvious trying to get a second entry. Yeah. So I haven't deleted those people, but I really should have. We did get to 50,000 with 10,000 and 25,000. I did do a cut off when we did that, but I did say in my first video, 50,000 will run all the way up to whenever I do the draw. So those names were cut at 7:30 tonight. These are the names that are in there. There's over. Let me just check what the number was. Like, I think we had like 200 and 300, then 600. Let me just see what the names are. In fact, I'm showing you a screen that doesn't exist because you can still see me. I'm talking about something that you can't even see. So say goodbye to the comments as I switch over to this. So there we go. Was the Uniformation review my most watched video? No. My most watched video is a short saying that 8K printers are irrelevant, which is me explaining how 8K is, the term 8K doesn't mean anything. The mini 8K is an 8K, the mighty 8K is an 8K, but they both mean different things. So it was trying to explain that. And the amount of people who don't understand that display resolution is a fixed value, it's not a calculation of pixels per inch. It's a completely different thing. So yeah. So anyway, what I was talking about earlier was this Excel document where I put all the names in and the comments, and then deleted all the duplicates. I should have deleted those people who were obviously trying to cheat, but I didn't. I just let them have one entry each. I deleted my name. I haven't, however, deleted the previous winners because I forgot what their usernames are, and I'm not going to make you sit here while I go and look them up. But yeah, so yeah, my biggest watch video ever was that. My second biggest ever watch video was my first ever video still, which was terrible. Do not go and watch it. Which is me with my phone and really croaky audio talking about the best paint mixer, which is, I've still got it, still use it, which is an ultrasonic vortex mixer. And then my third one is my dry brushing video, weirdly. So there we go. So yeah, so all the names are in here, including the guys who won last time. I'm sorry, if you won last time and we pull your name again, then it's in there. The number of entrants are, I need to minus one because it's an Excel document. So there's one more. So it's 1,193 people have entered. That's insane. So, and I know like 1,000 to 50,000 is still a small number, but still, but yeah. Right. I really hope the winner is in the chat. Are we ready? Thanks for taking the time to do this, Ross. How many views have we got now? Let's have a look. 206. Okay. Buy wargamer resin when you can, because you know I'm right. You'll love it. If you print miniatures, wait, I didn't see my name. Bowman, if you were in there, BRBO. I'm not checking for everyone's name. There, you're right there. Chill out. I haven't gone through everyone. If you're, trust me, like I've done this enough times now. If your names are on there, then we'll go. Can you hear my keyboard? Can you hear my key tapping? That's the best drum roll you're gonna get. When we get to the bottom, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go through every name. There's 1,000 here. I'm gonna do that, but yeah, 70+ people have no patience. But yeah, I know what you mean. So look, we're gonna go through all of them. I really hope the winner's in the chat. That'd be fantastic. So sorry, Mark, if you didn't know about the giveaway. I've had it on my website as a banner for months. It's my most watched video. I've shared posts about it. I did the best I could. So yeah, tapping ASMR. When we get to the bottom, we'll do it. I'm just showing every name. Oh my god, we're only at H, I. So yeah, there's a few things. So I'm just let you know, I'm doing some partnerships in the coming weeks. I've done one with Pete the Wargamer. He's going to share more information about that. I've obviously now partnered up with Yes That's 3D Printed, making my own resin that I can't tell you I love enough. Again, sharp where it needs to be, crisp where it needs to be, robust, solid, and it's water washable. Boom, you cannot get better. So, oh, we're at L. What else am I doing? I am at Gen Con at the end of the month. I am going with Artis Opus for a couple of days to visit a company to teach that company how to dry brush. I'm doing that with Pete the Wargamer as well, so we can split off into groups. It's just like an event that they're having where they do things for the staff, and so they've called us in. The company, they're a company, I forget what it is. They make video games. They've made, I don't know if anyone's heard of something called Star Citizen. But yeah, apparently they've made that. I know exactly what it is. It's awesome. But yeah. Oh, come on. Thanks, Pavel. Thank you. We're at R. Here we go. We know ourselves to Aaron A. Right, here we go. Yeah, Aaron A. Aronson. The problem is you'd still AA. Do you mean AA Ron? Not my name in there. If you put a comment on the video before 7:30 today, then yeah, you're there. Right, come on, here we go. How many people's names begin with S? And it's your username as well. John Hinckley, your name should be on the list. So you might have just missed it because I am going quite fast. Just want to say before I found you, Ross, I knew sweet FA about resin printing. So massive thanks, bud. Hey, I am happy. Put it there, man. I am happy to help. And that's why I wanted to do this. It's the same reason why I wrote so many tool guides on fohammer.com for miniatures tools. Because, yeah. Yeah. Whoever this is last, I don't know how to pronounce either of these. So I'm just going to say you won. Any chance of a late entry? Sorry, Corey. I really am. But like that would be unfair to these 1,000 people who were there. Right, should we do it? So I don't know if Kev's gone. When do I think resin will come to the States? Depends how fast it's going to sell. We're gonna need to kickstart it to bring it outside of the UK, I think. But it depends how fast it sells. If we are selling these at 100 bottles a week, pretty quick. If these 50 take 3 months to sell, we'll go from there. But we did have 100. Other people have hands on, so there we go. But yeah, right. Should we do it? Should we do it? Okay, right. Let's do this. 9 sold. Nice one. So Adam's going to shit a brick. Because he was like, I don't think this will sell. The problem is, the reason why I'm telling you is because we got 50 as a test. If, like, and you guys who've bought it, when you get it and print with it, I want you to come and tell me why you love it. Send me photos and tell me the best things about it, because I want to put that and you and your comments in my video about it. So there we go. Right. Robert Space Industries, yeah, exactly. Oh, I know what Star Citizen is. I'm so excited. I'm like, this is like the day I met David Soper. I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. But yeah, right. So we're gonna do it. So that's it. Buy the resin. If you trust me on anything else, trust me on that. I've been right so far with everything. I need to click to spin. Over 1,000 names in here. Let's see who the winner is right now. So just stop saying what you think. They'll sell when you open up to the UK. I believe so as well, but if they don't sell, then we can't afford to open up to the UK, because we'll probably need investment at that part. So yeah, right then, we are doing it. No more comments now, please, other than good luck, everybody. That's it. I'm not reading any more comments. Good luck, everybody, and do it. We are already 3 minutes over. Here we go. How pungent is it? That's a good question. Sorry, I do have to read that. One of the things I was quite clean on is hardly at all. Like, as in, this is less than, if you get like any cubic standard, that stuff stinks. This is less than that. There we go. Will washing it with ISO hurt? No, I wash that in methylated spirits. If you leave it sat in there, it gets sticky on the surface, but just leave it to dry on its own naturally. But what's really good is if you sit it in methylated spirits for like 20 minutes, it eats it. It does it with any resin. It eats into the resin, so when you pull the supports off, they just fall off. Right, no more comments. Bloody hell. Here we go. Click to spin in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Who's it going to be? And I really hope you're in the chat. Good luck to everybody. And thank you so much for the tips, everyone who sent them. But yeah, here we go. Lighting Up Camperdown. Whoever that is, I haven't seen that name in the chat. I want to just check their comment. And I am going to check that this person... There we go. So we know who the winner is. But bear in mind, I am going to contact this person. I am going to make sure that they have followed the guidelines, that they're subscribed, that their watch stats say they've seen the whole video, that they shared it on a social network, not private, that still be there. I won't be doing another live. I don't know what I could do lives about apart from giveaways. there's nobody would come just to see me chat. Let me just, one sec, lighting up camper down. Oh, bless. Oh, right, this is a nice comment. And technically not fully followed the rules, because I did say, put a comment, why you want this printer, or what would you want with this printer. And that person's comment is, would you recommend this as a first resin printer? I'm not new to 3D printing, but now fancy dipping my toes into the world of resin. Which, let's be fair, that is a nice comment. And if that person hasn't already dipped their toes in with another printer, what a great way to get into it. What a fantastic way to get into resin printing with this printer. So if you are watching this afterwards, lighting up, camper down, I'm going to reach out to them and send them a message, ask them to contact me, and then, yeah, Q&A live chat would go on for hours. There'd be too many queues and it takes me forever. I've got ADHD. I get distracted. So there we go. This is, I should do like the ADHD resin printing stream. This is why I never get anything painted. But yeah, so I just want to say, lighting up camper down, I'm going to reach out to you. If they don't get back to me, we're going to have another giveaway, because we're just going to give this away again. I'll probably give them a week or two, see if they respond like the last one. But yeah, so let's see. It qualifies as a comment. The name qualifies as a name. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I wasn't going to be that particular. Like, oh, if you didn't follow the tell me what you would print on this printer, I'm not that much of a dick. But yeah, so Angel Morgan Valentine. Yes, I should. Should I? Okay, fair enough. Did a more live review with dry brushing. You know what? I would like to do that. The problem is I really concentrate when I'm painting. Yeah, ADHD, one of us. There's so many of us. And few of us who are publicly ADHD. It's the curse that keeps on giving. The problem is, like, when I paint like this, and I can't get a camera here. So, you know, I don't know, can you even see that? Let me go back to me. So well done, like, oh, that's the wrong thing. Webcam, there we go. Like, I paint like this up close, and you can't, like, you genuinely cannot, you cannot get a camera in there. So I can't do painting videos. I could try, but honestly, when you've seen my painting videos I do on YouTube, and I'm not the only one that does this, I literally hold the model like that under the camera, do like a couple of strokes, turn the camera off, and then I'm sat there for the next half an hour doing it that way. So yeah. Zombie Poncho, I can't paint worth beans. Go and watch some Artist Opus dry brushing videos and just paint that way. It's easy. Have I ever used Hue Forge? I haven't. Don't know what that is. Forehead mounted GoPro and film it. Yeah, right. So I've tried that, and I even looked at when they were doing Google Glass. The problem is you get this all the time, and you can't possibly do it. Would love to see a video on air filtration, on how to stay safe, what filters to use. I actually have a video on air filtration. I bought one of these, which is the Bench Vent BV300D. And actually, in fact, you know what? I never actually published that video. Crap. But yeah, that is vented to a hole in my wall. But as for ventilation, I'm going to do that, but I'm waiting for... I've lost the base for Thanos now. I'm waiting for Elegoo to send me their Mars mate. So there we go. Put my camera on the... It wouldn't... maybe I'll do it. Right? Just hold the GoPro in my mouth. Yeah, that'll be good. So... but yeah, I don't get time to paint anymore. It is now a Q&A stream. I was just trying to get done for 9. So if you are bored for the rest of the evening, go and join Kev over at the Hobby Corner on his channel, because he's a good laugh and has got a very similar sense of humour to me. How many people we got? We dropped from 200 to 146. There it is. I was looking for my Thanos base. So look, I am going to hang out if you want. I'm going to have a bit of a vape and just chill. So if you've got any questions, let me know. Lyle Wells, publish that video. Let me just get you, instead of publishing it, because right, the problem if you publish off schedule on YouTube, you get, like, it not only affects that video, it affects your next video. So if I publish that out of schedule, that video won't do well. My next video then won't be as recommended as any other video. So what I'll do, I'll just drop a link to my bench vent video here. There it goes. I do like the thumbnail I used. I literally, like, this sucks. So don't watch it yet. Just save this for after. Like, stay here and hang out, and we'll have a good live. Some rats are leaving the ship. Yeah, that's it. I get it. People are here for the giveaway, and then they've got a certain thing. But, like, all I'm doing is talking about things. I heard there's a Patreon with early access to videos. There is a Patreon with early access to videos, and they do have early access to that video. But that video has been ready to go. Like, I'm saving it for when I shit the bed and don't have a video for that week. Thank you for being so generous. I hope the winner gets a great deal for your contribution. Hey, please thank Uniformation too. Like, I don't think I was generous. I was lucky. Like, all I've given is, like, maybe 3 hours of my time to do these giveaways, and it's not fully altruistic. I did this to grow my channel. But I am happy that we've brought smiles to people, which is really great. Do you have time to play with these miniatures? Not these. No, I don't even have time to paint them. Like, honestly, the first thing I've painted in months is my Pikmin, which I've only done that because I can then get it on the thumbnail for the Saturn 3 video, which is going to drop around the time Pikmin comes out. And I'm just trying to glean an extra few viewers by going, this is relevant right now. Here's how you 3D print stuff. Will my store ship to the US? So it's not my store. It's, yes, that's 3D printed store. We will be looking at doing global shipping, but right now we've got a limited 50 bottles for the UK. Like, put it this way. Like, yes, that's 3D printed. I've been working on this sort of thing for a while. When they let me know that the GK2 was when they let me know that the GK2 was available on their store and gave me an affiliate link, they sold out, like, in a day, and it took them ages to get more. So yeah. Can you help with the settings on your resin on Anycubic Mono 4K? Have a look on the page. It will tell you all about the resin. If you go to the Wargamer resin page, it will tell you about it, give you the requirements, and show you how to get started with that resin if you go to the instructions page. I'm hoping he's linked to my video. No, he hasn't, cheeky bugger. So he likes the other video, but yeah, let's have a look. I bought my first printer based on your videos. I ended up getting the Anycubic Photon M5 Premium, M3 Premium, you mean. Haven't used it yet, but having the 2 air filters, do I need the vent? I don't know. Look, I honestly don't know enough about the health risks of resin. Speaking to some people, you should always wear a mask. Speaking to other people, no. The fumes in it are in such small degrees, the VOCs are in such small degrees that it's not even a thing. The main reason why I use air filters and vent outside is the smell and the heat. But I don't know. I need to read studies on if there are health impacts on resin printers, and I recommend everyone does their own investigation. And that's not, it is bad, and I know, I'm just not telling you. I just don't know. Given how much you're raving about the GK2, worth it for a first printer. If you've got the money, Matt, yeah. Just want a plug and print one, and was torn between FDM resin as I print blaster parts and use your resin. What, blaster as in like Nerf guns and stuff? If you're talking about that, maybe you want to go with FDM. I think resin's good, but this resin, like, literally, when I do the announcement video, I want to do, like, walk up to a guy at a convention who, like, into resin printing, and go, hey, here you go, do you want to try Wargamer resin? He's like, yeah, I'll try that. And I'm like, what do you print? And if he goes something like, oh, I print replicas of samurais, I'm like, no, that's not for you, it's for wargamers, and just take it back off them. Like, it's made with miniatures in mind. It is plastic-like, but only, I don't know, I've not tested it above, like, I'm making minis with it. Like, the biggest thing I've made is that. And you know, it's sturdy, it's hard. I've dropped this about 4 times, and it's absolutely fine. So, but yeah, thank you. Will there be a bottle? We'll be getting a bottle if there's any left on paid day. Going to see if it works in David's crappy printer. Just to let you know, it will work, Angel. And if you want, give me a shout beforehand. I'll try and sort you out with some. If you can do as a shout out on David's something. If that's cool. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Angel here is the wonderful partner of Horus Lupercal himself, the guy David War Machine Roth, who often cosplays as Horus and some weird Space Marine Darth Vader hybrid. So definitely do that. So will you be experimenting with FDM printers more? Can't get a resin printer at the moment, so it's only FDM for me. I will. I just don't care. Like, it's not my use case. I've had the Neptune 4 and the 4 Pro sat outside my office for about 3-4 weeks now, and I just don't care. I like the Anchormake M5, even though nobody watched that video, because that is plug and print. So yeah, always want to be careful and stay healthy, as rats often have problems with breathing defects. Rat? Oh, you're a rat. Right, got it. Sorry, it took me a minute. I didn't read your name. What was your final verdict on the Anchormake M5? Perfect timing. It's amazing. Absolutely love it. If you want a filament printer, if you want an FDM printer, that was the easiest one to use because, like everyone else, it's the software, and they've customized it their own way, like everyone does, but they've made it tidy, whereas everyone else makes it shit. So. Cobra 2 got you into the 3D printing hobby. Brilliant. Vogman's already got some on the way. Mark, we are sending Vogman some. Don't know if we can send him some in the first batch or the second. Depends how fast it sells out. But we are going to get him some. Probably going to send him a few bottles. Because I think he said he was running out of frozen resin. And this is my resin for all videos. And all of these will be replaced with that resin. Thanks, Angel. I know you will. You wonderful people. We are at Games Festival in August, so we'll share your videos around too. Thank you so much, Angel. Wait, what's in August? I've got Gen Con. That's in the US though. In August. That's amazing. Aston answered, yeah, perfect. I literally was answering it for somebody else as you. Nunya Cobra 2. I read that one. I'll take it off your hands. Same as the Ender 3 S1 Pro. Very good out of the box. Which one's that? The Ender 3 S1. Yeah, I like the Ender. Did I do the Ender 3? I did the Ender 5 Pro, didn't I? Whatever it was, I got that. I really like that. Like, Creality know what they're doing with FDM, but for resin, they are so far behind. Have you tried the bamboo printers? No, they have no idea who I am and don't care when I email them. I don't even get a response saying we are not looking to work with influencers at this time. They just ignore my emails. I would love to try a Bamboo Labs. If they send me one, I would love it because everyone is raving around that. I was considering, because I did have a bit of money coming in from the GK2 sales. I thought, oh, I could potentially buy one, but I don't think they have a affiliate scheme, so I wouldn't make any money back from it. And everyone's already done it. Like, what could I say now about the Bamboo Labs that hasn't already been said? There we go. What slicer did I use? I used the god-awful Elegoo version of Tango, which is, I just hate it. You'll see more in my Saturn 3 video why I hate that. Been loving my Mini 8KS. Yeah, the Mini 8. I do love the Mini 8KS. Like, if you want an entry-level high-quality printer, I think that's the one. Like, if you're going for quality, then Frozen are still the quality guys. Been tinkering with with various slicers. Haven't got a clue. Am I doing them right? Is there a video or anything that gives me a tutorial or something? I give you a brief. So if you look at my how to print miniatures video, then yeah, try that one. And if you're getting stuck, just drop me a comment, ask a question. Frozen 8K is what I've been using. It's available and not too expensive and holds up. Yeah, what you find Frozen 8K holds up in game? Like, I'm sure you're not literally these things will just break if you touch the sword. Like, I don't think I'm curing 8K resin in a different way to anyone else. But yeah, there we go. Frozen Ross, what slicer did you use? Yep. Rest in peace. Have Bamboo X1 carbon. I love it. All right, stop showing off. I want one. Oh, you've got one as well, have you, Mark? Brilliant. Aren't you great? Yeah, I want one too. Maybe I didn't see, but would you consider doing a picture comparison of all those RERF tests and publish it? Yeah, I've took pictures on the M5. It'd take a long time to do for very little value for me and for you because only a few people would look at it. So I'm going to keep doing... What I like doing is in the videos, like having one test there and then when I'm comparing it, having the other one directly overlaid so that you can see the direct comparison. That's what I like doing. I can't get Lychee Pro to anti-alias models on my Mars 4 DLP. Stop using Lychee. Don't do that. Thank you for reading out my stupid ramblings. Made my day. The atmosphere of this live chat is awesome. I like your humour, sir. Thank you very much. It gets much darker the more drunk I am. For those in the US, what resin should I use in my GK2 until Wargamer is available in the US? It's a good question. I don't know what I can recommend. Find a friend in the UK who will buy Wargamer and ship it on to you. That's all I can do. Like literally shout out here, see if you trust anyone. Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate it. Got to shoot. Thank you, David. Really appreciate it. Is the RERF file you use available to download? No, right. So RERF is not a file. So it is. Right. This isn't an RERF test. This is an XP. This is an XP finder, an exposure finder by Photonsters. So I just want to get the terminology right. That is an exposure finder. It's my favourite because it's flat and takes 10-15 minutes to print. That's why I like it. Cones of calibration will not tell you how accurate a printer is, but the cones of calibration will tell you how well supports will be supported. So basically, it's a load of cones with different sizes of supports. Typical sizes of supports used in, I think, Lychee or something like that. So this tells me comparably how many holes and posts are done, gives me, if they're equal, then that's perfect exposure, but that's not the best exposure. You probably still want to up it a bit for miniatures, but it also shows me the detail it renders comparable and quick to other printers. That's why I do it. The RERF test is a special feature of Anycubic printers that when you put 8 models, 8 of the same model in the octants, so you know what quadrants are, so therefore you know what octants are, there's 8 of them, you have to separate them into 8 invisible octants, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, like the test they give you. The test will not work if your model crosses over the invisible lines reserved for a different octant on the printer, and if you save that file as an it's different on every printer, but look at whatever the RERF test is that you get on the USB drive, name it that. When you put that into the printer and run it without the VAT on, and after it does the base layers, you'll see that they turn off at different times. So whatever you set that print to, so start it at 1 second, that print will be at 1 second, that'll be at 1.25, 1.5, 1.752, and so on, up to 8, and that'll let you do 8 exposure tests in one go. And it's so good. I've asked Uniformation, go and A, copy that feature and get it working on your printer, and B, explain how it works properly, because Anycubic haven't. Right, let's get back to it. Did I miss the GK2 giveaway? You did. The winner was Lighting Up Camperdown. Have you ever done a resin slicer comparison video? I haven't. But I do talk about them in every video. Right, here's my view on slicers. If you support it, right, whatever slicer you get with the printer, slice the model using that slicer. Don't, if you get the Saturn 3 and it actually comes with Tango and Chitu box, use either of those to slice it, but I recommend you watch my video because I think there's a problem either with Tango or with the new.goo format. I don't know what it is, but anyway. So use the slicer, the latest version of the slicer you get with it. The reason you get that slicer with it is because that brand has worked with that slicer company to make everything work together and test it. Lychee are an aftermarket. I don't know that they work directly with the brands or whether they reverse engineer it. So use the slicer you get with the printer to slice your models. Always finitely, nothing else, never. I have had so many issues with Lychee slicing that caused, like on my original Mini 8K, it caused rafts to be that thick. It sometimes just doesn't work. You've just said anti-aliasing doesn't work in it. So do that. The only reason I ever use Lychee, I say ever, the only reason I always use Lychee is for supports. So what I'll do is I'll load an unsupported model into Lychee, I'll support it in Lychee, I'll export that supported model as an STL, then I'll move that STL into the slicer that came with the printer. So for Anycubic, that'll be Anycubic Photon Workshop. What's really annoying is in the free version of Lychee, you can't export a hollowed model. So what I'm constantly doing on big models is putting them in Chitubox, hollowing them and putting holes in, exporting that hollowed and holed models as an STL, moving that to Lychee to support it, exporting that as an STL to then put it back into Chitubox to print it. And I know that's a nightmare, but it's a workable workaround, and in my opinion, the best way to do it. Right. The M3 Premium isn't made anymore, I know. You can still get it on Amazon, and I think 3D Jake. What would I recommend today instead? Probably the Saturn 2. Or the Saturn 3 if you want to wait. But you may, honestly, like, I don't see there's a massive difference between the 2 and the 3. And the only time you'll see a difference is with a super sharp resin. Like mine, Wargamer, which is available now from, yes, that's 3D, sorry, that's such an ad. No, like even this would struggle to show you the difference between an 8K and a 12K printer. And the point is, what is the point of having a brittle print? A brittle, sharp print that's just going to break? Exactly. So, there we go. The orientation always seems to throw me off big time with RARF with Anycubic. Once the print is done, I just end up looking at it like which is which. Then it's not working right. You should clearly see if you print that as an RARF test, you should clearly see the difference. If you can't see the difference, your test isn't working. Take your vat off the bed, let it run through the base layers and do that. Put a sheet of paper over it so it's not shining UV light in your eyes. Give it 5 minutes to go through the base layers at 30 seconds a layer. However many you've added, like 6 is normally enough. Some people do 30. Insane. And then after that, watch it. And if you can see it disappearing one model at a time, it's working. If you can't, it's not working. And either the model has crossed over into the next reserved area, or you've not named it right, or you haven't used the right slicer. So you can't use Lychee or Chitubox to make an RARF file. You have to slice it in Photon Workshop for it to work. I don't drop a bonk the minis, so Frozen 8K holds up. Yeah, fair enough. And no, I'm glad you agree it's not the most resilient. Everyone said no, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's way too hot in here as it is. Thank you. Are you going to bed? All right, I love you. I'm coming up soon. Don't drop a bonk the minis. Yeah, fair enough. Everyone said stuff about bamboo already, but if you post a video, I'd still watch it. Oh, thank you. I'm not paying 1,500 quid like to make a video that people will watch. I have to make that money back. And at 50,000, like, let me just give you the truth about what videos make. Like, because everyone thinks YouTubers are rich. I hope I haven't just turned that off. No, I'm on the wrong screen. So my GK2 video, let me just see, GK, the original video has now had 53,000 views. In its time, right, 54.3 thousand views, I have made £294.34 with 50,000 views. So I would need to do 250,000 views for a GK2 for a thingy. That's not gonna work. So unless they send me one, it can't happen. It just is what it is. Bloody hell. I have yet to run Resin. Oh god, I'm lost now. I'm gonna have to call this in a minute because my family's going to bed. Let's have a look. Wait, don't use Lychee. I thought Lychee was good. I've explained it is, but only for slicing. Chitubox, since Tango is voodoo and don't use Lychee, is that what you'd use on a Mars 4 DLP? Hang on. So Chitubox, since Tango is voodoo. Yeah, I used Tango on the DLP, but again, watch my next video for it. Who was the winner? It was lighting up Camper Down. We're all winners, yeah. Cones of calibration and cubes of calibration are my favourite tests. Everyone tells me to do Amalabs. I just can't read it. Fair enough. Do what works for you. That's what matters. I don't like when I'm doing this for reviews. I sometimes have to do 20, 30 of these. I'm not waiting 2 hours per test. Someone had made cubes that you can calibrate the size of what you print. That's quite thingy. Yes, I've announced the winner. Cubes. The winner was someone who burns down campfires. Close enough. I've yet to run a resin exposure test and have been using stock settings for Uniformation 19 resin. Fine, if you use their resin with their printer and their settings, Uniformation are more likely to give you the exact settings because you can manage the temperature. But there you go. Or the printer can. How about selling an empty autograph production bottle of your resin for those of us in the US? Again, it's shipping. It's shipping. So I really do appreciate it. I'll bring some signed bottles when I next come to America after Gen Con. Thanks for the advice on slicers. Lychee also often bugs out when you use high AA values. Exactly. That's annoying. Chitubox Pro. Oh God, I'm so behind on messages. Chitubox Pro had to improve a lot on the auto supports versus Lychee. I've got Chitubox Pro. I haven't got Lychee Pro. I will have a look at that. I'd point out that Elegoo is likely going to have support for their newest line for longer than the Saturn IIs for stuff like replacement parts. It's worth knowing as well, yeah. Like, Elegoo are the worst brand for me to work with right now because they don't support me anywhere near as much as the other brands, even though my videos are #1 on those printers that they've sent me. But whatever. For views, sorry I didn't say goodnight to the people who've gone. But they just don't send me printers like the other brands do. But I'm still telling people Elegoo are the ones to go for because the specs are better. So I can be pissed off with Elegoo at the same time as recommending them because at the end of the day, I don't work for them. I work for you. So there we go. I had a similar hollowing workflow and hollowing Chitubox, then support and slicing Lychee. Just recently changed all to Lychee after watching once in a 6-side video on Lychee. I need to have a look at that, but because I get new printers, it's probably more me, but I have more quirks with Lychee. Are links allowed? They're not. Think about Hue Forge. I'll have a look at them. Chitubox Pro does great auto supports. Even Denny's was happy. I'll have a look. I'll have a chat with Denny's. I hate Tango. Couldn't get rid of the voxels in Lychee. I had no voxels in the M3 Pro, switching to the M4 Max. We love you too. Oh, I love you guys. I want to go Chitubox because they don't support Windows Snap feature. Yes. Oh, it's not just me. I hate that. Not only will they not support Windows Snap, but because I've got 2 screens running at once, if I drag from one screen to the other, because they're different resolutions, half the time it won't move with my mouse. It'll just fly off and go into a void somewhere, and I can't get it back without restarting the bloody app. It's a nightmare. Night Angel, I'll text you in a bit. No, sleep tight, babe. Have a good night. Go eat some sleep. I do need it. Your Wargames resin has the detail of other 8K resins, but the toughness of others. I'm not big on mixing resin bottles. Neither am I. That's why we've got it. Oh God, I've clicked something that's made a pop-up box appear, and now I can't see your message. There we go. Your Wargamer resin has the detail of other 8. It's close enough to 8K, but the toughness of others. I'm not big into mixing resin bottles. I would hands down get yours if available in the US. Thank you. Yes, it's look, right. I'm not going to say this is the sharpest. I'm not going to say that this is the toughest. I'm going to say this is the most perfectly balanced resin for printing miniatures, and it's water washable. So there is that. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Diane. Thank you so much. Glad you all appreciate my honesty. Elegoo customer service is a bit rubbish though. Try the other brands. You'll soon see none of them are good. Or saying that, Uniformation have been fantastic, and James, this is the thing. At Uniformation, it's not the customer service department or the technical department. It's James. It's James King, and he gets back to you. It's fantastic. But yeah, who won was lighting up Camper Down. How would you compare your resin with Surveyor Tech Fast? I print about 7 litres a month of Surveyor Tech Fast. So it's not as brittle as, so if you mix Soraya Tech Fast with Tenacious, then I would still probably go with this. I like the finish texture of this more. Soraya Tech Fast is a little bit more matte, which isn't comparable to plastic models, whereas that is. Like at the end of the day, they're both decent. Soraya Tech Fast on its own is too brittle for me. It's too close to 8K. If you are going to be very careful with a model and you want it perfect, then yeah, go with the 8K or Soraya Tech Fast. If you want a miniature that you're actually going to paint and use, that's why this exists. Because there isn't anything else I have ever seen that does it the way this does. I should have called it hips like, but nobody would know what that meant. So, but honestly, like if you use 7 litres a month, like if you get 2 litres of ours, you get free shipping. So if you get 2 litres of our resin, you get free shipping. And give it a try. Like if you use 7, what are you going to lose for 2 litres? You know, and if you are going to be using that much a month, get in touch with us. We can probably sort something out instead of paying retail all the time. So for 7 litres a month, that's worth doing. Just bought a Saturn 2 after watching some of your vids. Good call. I love the Saturn 2. It's still an awesome printer. I was thinking I need a resin printer, only worked on an FDM printer. Should I take advantage of the sale on the Elegoo printers or should I wait for the Mars 4 and Saturn 3 printers? Take advantage of the sale. Take advantage of the sale and get a Saturn 2, but click my affiliate links before you do. The Saturn 3 is good, but it's not that much better than the Saturn 2 that I'd say like any... No, I wouldn't recommend anybody to upgrade from the 2 to the 3. So, yeah, while it's discount, yeah. You can't get my resin in the US, I'm sorry. It's not on my site. It's available. The link's down in the description below to, yes, that's 3D printed, and they're the distributor at the moment. We've partnered up to make this. So, yeah. Elegoo support is great, working with me on returning my M4. I don't comment on support, guys. Like I only, well, I don't obviously, I say that 5 minutes after I did. Like, I can only go with what I hear people say, and I hear people complain about every single support team. They complain about Elegoo, they complain about Frozen, they complain about Anycubic Reality. So to me, they're all just as bad as each other. Look, none of these companies have English as a first language. 7 to 14 litres a month. Please get some. Please try some. Pulse fired, and we'll have a look at prices if it's valuable to you. But yeah, I think it will be perfect for miniatures. How well does Wargamer resin handle temperature changes? Was thinking of colder weather here in the. It's fine. Like it handles it like plastic. Like I wouldn't put it in the freezer. I might just to test it, but like if you're putting it in a box and sticking it in your loft, it'll be fine. The Onyx resin frozen is good, but yeah, I've heard that's good, but it is expensive. After using the resin printer since 2019, I ended up buying 2 Saturn 2s from eBay, and they do rock socks. You are correct. Saturn 2 cost me $290. Whoa, that is, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, get that. If you could, what would you want Uniformation to improve on their next GK resin printer? I would want, and again, it's tiny. I would want them to do a heated vat rather than a heater under the screen. Not that it affects the screen or the components, it's just more efficient. That's it. And the thing is about resin, when you heat it, you want your liquid resin to be warm, but you want your cured resin to be cool. So, like, any ambient temperature will cause the cured resin to be a bit more stretchy. And when it's cured, you kind of want it sharp. It's like, you know, when you're doing it, like, not many people know this, and I'm losing the opportunity to use it. Like when you dry your hair with a hairdryer as a bloke, or well, as a bloke, anyone, the whole point of that cold button is once you've heated it and got it in place, holding cold sets it. It's the same with resin. So you want to heat it while it's liquid, and then you want it doing it. So just heating the resin itself is that's what I'd say. Honestly, I don't know how they could improve it. Like any printer now, I don't want better resolution. I want a bigger version with the same pixel size. So like a mega 12K. Do you know what I mean? Like 12K would be useful if the screen size was 12 inch or 15 inch. Uniform true. Is Wi-Fi and speed the only difference between old and new Saturn, and speed only if right resin? Yeah, pretty well. No, so the Saturn, right? So the Saturn Ultra is like the M5S. They give you ACF film. You should use the fast resin. No, but like I did a vote. Nobody wants fast prints. Nobody wants to sacrifice quality for fast prints. Nobody wants this. So lots of people are going to be buying the Ultra because any Cubic can be forgiven a bit more because they called it the M5 and the M5S. But where they can't be forgiven is they released the M5S. Oh, buy this, it's brilliant. And didn't tell us about the M5. So people have bought the M5S thinking this is the best one, but it's not the best one. It's just the faster one. Yeah, you've got auto leveling, but it's not that much better. Then you've got Elegoo, who've got the Ultra and the 3. So if you're getting the 3 and you think the Ultra is so much better, it doesn't look like it's going to be better. It's just faster. And in order to make it faster, they have to give you ACF, which also blurs the image, which I will prove on Tuesday in my video. So you're sacrificing quality for speed. Nobody wants that. Nobody. So yeah. Thanks a lot for the advice. Between Saturn 8K, Mars 3 Pro, the Mars have only 35 microns, Saturn 28.5. Is there a difference in practice? Honestly, no. It's minor, and only when you use the really, really fine grade resins like Frozen 8K or Soraya Tech Fast, which are both quite brittle. The Saturn 3 is $399. The Saturn 2 is $349. I mean, for the price, shouldn't I just go with the 3? Yeah, if you want to wait. Like, you're not going to get a Saturn 3 now, but the Saturn 2 is available now for shipping. So if you want to wait, yes, the Saturn 3 is better, but are you really going to be reprinting with high detail resins? Because if not, you won't see a difference. You will not. I just want to say you're my favourite reviewer, man. Thank you so much, Eric. Really appreciate that. Would love to see you touch on some actual wargaming stuff like painting and such. Thank you. I am going to do that. I've just had so many printers to do. I'll get some of your resin if there's any left when I get to Hobby. Yeah, cheers. Thank you so much. Could be a video putting things in the freezer. I'm not doing it. I'm not Jesse. I don't do entertainment. Well, he doesn't do that crap for entertainment's sake. He does fun stuff. But I'm not like, let's do something mad just for fun. No idea that's what the cold button was for. I didn't until I was told. I think we've hit the best resolution needed. Yeah, we have hit the best resolution needed. Now we need to improve speed, but not at the cost of quality. And we need more user convenience features like the Uniformation has given. Ideally, would you want to heat the lower part of the vat with the heating and then cool the build plate? Yeah, you probably would. Yeah, you probably would. The same as FDM, you want it hot when it's curing, but then immediately cold. But with FDM, if you cure it too fast, it becomes brittle. So you've got to find that balance. That's why I went the Mars 4 Max. Same quality as the 3 Pro. To be honest, the Mars 4 Max has got about the same quality as the Saturn 2, when you consider what resins you will probably be using. Don't see good quality prints yet with the ACF films. Nobody does because it makes it worse. It just makes them stick. Thingy. I'm going to make a video called The Big ACF Lie after I've done my Saturn 3 Ultra review, if and when I ever get a Saturn 3 Ultra. Might get the M5 instead of the M5S and the Saturn 3. No, get the Saturn 3. If you're going to buy any of those three, get the Saturn 3, just trust me. Or even the Saturn 2. I don't think the new ones are worth it. I'm sorry, Elegoo. I'm sorry, Anycubic, but I don't think they're worth it. Like, they are good and great. They're your next generation of printer, but if you can get a Saturn 2 now at a lower price, get that. I don't think you're going to see a difference. Save yourself some money and use that £50 saved to pick up a bottle of Wargamer resin available now from, yes, that's 3D printed. Now, in all seriousness, like, save the money. Go and buy some STLs. Anything to do, or 5 months of one-page rules, or Creature Caster, or any of the other STL companies. Just got the GK2 and I love it. It's brilliant. I mean, showing folks the effects of cold on print, does it actually significantly affect the breaking force? It might. That's something that somebody with more patience than me can do. I genuinely do not care. Like, this is what happens with my models. I get them, I paint them, they go on that shelf up there. So, like, where are you keeping these things? Any advice on printing high temperature areas over 25 degrees? I'm in the UK. Like, I've been printing at... Weirdly, I had a problem last year. It was freezing in here in winter. It was like 2-3 degrees. I had a space heater there. All the money I got from... my wife got made redundant, and everything I'd earned from the YouTube channel up to that point, I insulated this room. And it was 34 degrees the other day. J3D did a video a few months back comparing NFEP to ACF, came to the conclusion that it reduced image quality. Brilliant, then I don't need to do that video. I'm not going to make content that other people have already made unless I think I can improve on it. But yeah, he's right. Or he, J3D. J3D Tech, yes, I think I spoke to them. Yeah, so yeah, the constant rainy weather as well. Right, I've got to the end of the comments. It is now... What are we? 1 hour, 46 minutes into a 20-minute live stream. So I'm going to call it and say good night. If the GK2 is out of the picture, what printer should I get? Not interested in miniatures. Saturn 2 is $370 now. Yeah, please get the Saturn 2, but please click my affiliate links on the Saturn 2 video. Either if you buy them from Amazon or Elegoo, please just click the links on any of my Elegoo reviews before you buy it. I'd really appreciate that. If the GK2 is out of the picture, what printer should I get? Not interested in miniatures, just my own sculpted figures. Probably Saturn 2, it's fine. Cheap, innit? Like, if money's a concern, go with the Saturn 2. It does as well. I would have said maybe M3 Premium. The Mighty 8K is probably out of budget. Saturn 2, still the one to go with. Did you test whether paint on miniatures, which you've printed out of your wargamer resin, it doesn't. I mean, it no more than it would on plastic. Put it that way. Like, it will splinter off, but if you don't put, I say it'll splinter off, like, it'll scrape off, but so long as, like any miniature, you primer it and then apply it over the primer and then put a top coat on, it'll be absolutely fine. Trust me, it's the stuff. Good games. Have a good one. Yeah, cheers, guys. I'm glad we all have fun. I'm glad this is over now with the GK2. Let's look forward to what Uniformation are doing next. I honestly don't know, except that I've got an idea. But I'm not going to say anything. But it's going to be a while off yet. A long while off. Is the Saturn 2 better than the Saturn 8K? It's sharper. It's a bit sharper. But it depends on the resin you use. And if you're not using a high quality resin, you probably wouldn't notice. Watch my video comparing the Saturn 2 to the Saturn 8K and see if you can see a difference in the prints. All right. Yeah, so if you do pick up my resin, if you do pick up wargamer resin, which is exclusive, we've only got 50 bottles, we're doing it. Just message me on, if you go to fauxhammer.com, go to the little 3 lines and there's a contact thing. Just send it there. Send me your feedback. I'd love to know what you think. Or leave a review on yesthat's3dprinted.com. Wargamer resin. Try it now. Exclusively known by the people on this live stream. The best resin for miniatures. The only resin for miniatures. Except for all the others. Right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night. I really appreciate you all being here. I can't believe 77 people stayed. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Buy a GK2. It's still the best printer around. Try Wargamer Resin if you're in the UK and tell everyone what you love about it. So, but you're not going to tell people that I'm wrong about it. Absolutely brilliant. Sharp where it needs to be. Smooth where it needs to be. Robust, sturdy, and it's water washable, which is like, that blew me away. So, yeah. I don't have to buy isopropyl anymore. Like, literally, like, I know this is a bit more expensive than standard resin, but you're going to save money in IPA. Night, everyone. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all your time. Have a great one. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Fauxhammer out.